Hi, everybody. It's me, Barb, and I have a little bit of a cold, so I have preemptively started screen sharing so that my head is tinier. I'm 100% wearing my pajamas. I know every week it's like, is that pajamas or clothes? Today, I'm going to own it. And I have to begin with an apology because I never made a video for module 10. I was thrown by the time difference with the longer module 8, and these are reasons, not excuses. But luckily it seems like everybody was able to get through the reading the coursework and didn't have any questions, which is terrific. Well done, you guys. So my plan for today is to suffer a lot and make my husband bring me many cups of tea, but also to just put in your grades for the blog post and the discussion for module 9. And then, but I'm not gonna, I'm looking at your projects, but I'm not giving you feedbacks for the project because next weekend, hopefully, I'm gonna go in and give everyone audio feedback on both of their projects. So on the student, so far of what I've seen, it looks like everybody's on track, so don't worry about that. But the student technology promotion project and your professional development projects, I'll look at them both and give you feedback on both of those next weekend. I also need to partner you up. So I'm going to email in the Canvas email the partnerships for module 13 and 14 if you want. 13 is the only module. Lucky 13 is the only module where you have to be partnered up. You don't have a choice. You just don't have a choice. I'm sorry, lone wolves. So please do be aware that your partners depending on your participation and vice versa. So make sure that you make connecting a priority. That's one of your assignments for weeks 11 and 12, although nothing that I can assess. Your partner will assess and probably send me a strongly worded email if it doesn't happen. All right, so to go over the discussion from last week, I kept reading. So in your fixed versus flex discussion, I would read, I read the posts as they come in, and I would be like, oh, I want to post something supportive, and then I would like say, okay, I'm gonna wait and see what happens, and then somebody else would always come in and post something supportive. It was so nice. There was a lot of really good conversation on that topic. I loved reading everybody's favorite tools. I think Canva was a clear winner, and then in one of the discussions, everybody started making their lists in Canva. It was so cool. They looked really great. Let's see. Oh, there was a really good resource called DIRT, Digital Research Tools, and it's a PBWorks wiki. So for the group that didn't have access to that, if you Google Digital Research Tools and then PBWorks, just PBWorks, all one word, is the format that it's in. That's a really nice collection. A couple of people have been referring to the databases that are provided by the state as the MSLA databases. While I would love to take credit for MSLA providing those, they're MBLC. They're from the Mass Board of Library Commissioners, but it's a common mistake. We are often getting thanked for those databases that we don't do anything about except promote a little bit. So it's the Mass Board of Library Commissioners that do those, and they're great. There was another, someone found the 2009 MSLA standards for information literacy, which I had completely forgot about. They were a huge deal when they came out. And our own Valerie Diggs spearheaded the writing of them. Those are also a really good resource if you're looking for standards to look at for your own work. Let's see. They're called the MSLA recommended standards for pre-K to grade 12 information literacy skills. That's the whole name. We have I wanted to just shout out to Jennifer, who is doing PD for her district. So congratulations on getting that going at this point. There's a little bit of foreshadowing for the professional development week, which you're all working on now. I think that's all I have from the discussion. So let's go into looking at the resources for modules 11 and 12. There's a lot of stuff here that I really enjoyed looking at, but also there's a lot. So the only thing, all right, for those of you who are just keeping your head above water, this is what you need to do. You need to get this book, which hopefully you already have. It's called Catalog It! Exclamation point. That was a lot of effort for me to be that enthusiastic. It's actually a really great resource. And it's something that my first few years when I was doing some cataloging, and sometimes even now when I have to do a little bit of original cataloging, I'll look through it. It gives you everything that you need to know. And it's compared to what I went through this fall in my regular MLIS cataloging course. People have complained about Kaplan, and feel free. Like, cataloging is not everybody's bag, but the course that I took was super aggressive, but I also kind of got into it. Like, the organizational piece is really fascinating. You don't need it for school cataloging. Copy cataloging is where it's at. And I think that that Kaplan talks about that enough, but you do kind of want to know how it's structured. So don't feel like you have to be able to do everything in here. Don't feel like you have to be able to understand everything in here. What you need to know is basically where to find this information should you need it. Okay. Because if you've got a good online public access, if you have a good catalog system, it does the work for you. Okay. So don't worry about absorbing everything. Just be aware of it. So you're going to read Kaplan, skim Kaplan, go through Kaplan, and something from the optional list. If you have time, there's a lot of really fun options. Then you're going to go to discussion. You must do 3 different days in the next 2 weeks. It's a 2-week discussion. Please do not wait till the weekend that it's due. Start out, or like, all these options are super, super quick. So read something and post something. That way people can go in. I would really like this to just be kind of a fun, almost like a coffee clutch. Like, there's only so much to Kaplan, but if you have a question, put it in there. Maybe somebody knows the answer. I want it to be someplace that you can go as kind of an escape from the sort of focus of Kaplan. All right. So you're going to discuss at least 3 different days in the next 2 weeks, and 1 day in each of those 2 weeks at least. Okay. Like, make sure that you're not all wait until week 12. All right. Then blog for both weeks. You can cry on my shoulder or crow about your new skill set. Then, you know what? Yeah. And then contact your partner. And I haven't set the partners up, but I'll send that to the email in Canvas. So all the information you need is here. There's nothing that you're turning in for this other than your discussion and your blog post. And your blog posts, are basically for you to remember. So if you think, and I assure you, you will forget if you're anything like me, just notes for you. All right. These are I'm just going to briefly run you through all of the things that I have for optional resources. I would love it if you could do look at least one of these. So what's so great about the Dewey Decimal System? This is bare bones. It's from 2006. It's the straight dope, which is Cecil Adams, although apparently he's not getting writing credit on it anymore. And it really just talks about Dewey, like, what it is. It's super basic. If you know anything about Dewey, you're not going to need this, but it's kind of a funny look at it. Then we've got 5 controversial facts about Melvin Dewey, who was Melville Dewey, who is actually a pretty gross guy, product of his time, but that doesn't excuse. All right. Then we've got Jillian Bartu, who is Cambridge Public Schools district cataloger. And she has, I believe all of you are MSLA members, and she has a column in the MSLA forum, the newsletter. And she talks about different cataloging problems, and she's a really interesting writer, and she looks at really interesting topics. So she talks about sort of social history versus history in this one. It's an interesting look at that. Then Knowledge Quest, we've had some talk previously about genreification, and this is looking about how maybe genreifying your catalog rather than your collection. Basically how you, even though in schools, I call it my collection all the time. It's not my collection, it's the school's collection, and somebody is eventually going to have to replace me. And so it's, in my best interest not to turn it into something horrible before they get here. So we're looking at genreifying. People have opinions. There you go. Then here are my memes, my sick meme collection. This one is the one that is most representative for us. So I took a cataloging course in the fall, and it was super dense, and I liked it. But what I would do because I'm sure it comes as no surprise that I am that person who always posts first in the discussion, not by design, but I like to get stuff done early as a rule. And so I would do the reading and I would turn the reading into a meme, and then I would post that in the discussion. And people in the class were like, oh my God, your memes were the only thing getting me through this. So I don't know. I amuse myself. What can I say? But this one is how school librarians can get all of their records from OCLC. There's a whole bunch of them here. Some of them get a little dense, but feel free to look them over. And if you want to post memes in the discussion to sort of keep, just lighten things up, that'd be fine. All right. This one is okay. If you're somebody who just wants to, dig in as far as you can, this one is Expand, Humanize, Simplifies, Interview with Sandy Berman. And it's actually, Sandy Berman's great. He's somebody who really worked at sort of decolonizing. Well, decolonizing is a topic in the next one, but looked at getting rid of bias. And how do they describe it here? An outspoken critic of the biases, omissions, and anachronisms of the library of the subject headings. So if you want to do sort of a deeper dive into subject headings, this is a great place to start. Then Hinton, this is the one about decolonizing the shelves. There's a tribal leader from Michigan who's gone through and who has looked at how to reorganize shelving based on a sort of more humane approach. Then we've got a little bit more, a lot about bias, but it was a thing, that came through not too long ago. And I think it's really important, and not everyone. So this is 2021. And, not every library is at the point where they're looking at this. And I think that in schools in particular, where we've got kids, and we kind of need to be able to, justify what we're doing there. And then the last one, this is just really, this is Dorothy Porter, who was from Howard University. And she also looked at decolonizing cataloging classifications, and it's just another really interesting look at sort of a library leader who's done some great stuff. All right. I believe that is all for this week. I'm looking forward to your projects, and you'll be hearing a little bit from me today if I can stay awake. I have taken some cold medicine. I don't know if that's obvious. And again, I apologize about last week and not having that video that you're used to getting, but I'm back in business. But you won't see me for 2 weeks, but I will give you your partners, and I'll get the video for week 13 up, and we'll be good to go. We're in the home stretch, you guys. All right. Have a great couple weeks, and I'll see you in the discussion boards.